mga pangarap, san man umabot tayo.
Bati ko rin ang mga tagapagpakinig ng programang Buhay OFW ngayon sa DWDD 1134 Armed Forces Radio. Mabuhay kayo mga OFW, mga bayani ng Pilipinas.
Yes, magandang buhay po sa ating lahat sa programa pong Buhay OFW ngayon na mapapakinggan po sa DWWD Armed Forces Radio. Ito po si Terry Alpa at siyempre kasama po natin si Sir. Sir, pakilala po kayo.
Ay, magandang hapon po. Martin po sa Tangkay. Sa mga nanonood po, shoutout po sa inyo. Baka may katangkay. And nagpresenta kami ng Senate survey po namin dito. So, sana po makuha niyo po yung report na present po yan sa ni Ma'am Alpa.
Yes, mensahe na lang po para sa mga OFW at ating po mga sundalo.
Sa ating mga OFW sundalo, salamat po sa sundalo po muna, salamat sa servisyo nyo. Kaya yun yung reason bakit mataas ang PNP and Armed Forces na satisfaction and trust rating natin. Sa ating mga OFW, salamat po sa tulong nyo po. Mga bagong bayani talaga. Salamat po.
Thank you po, sir.
During this guesting in Congress. Pero, as you can see here, there was an uptick in terms of the voter preference of Senator Tito Soto. Senator Bongo. And, next page, papakita po yung other nag-improve yung voter preference po nila. Isa audio okay, sir?
Medyo kailangan i-ayos natin yung audio. Pwede pa palit ng mic.
So this was after the guesting of our former president sa Senado. I'm going to use guesting. But this was before his guesting in Congress. And because of the appearance of our former president, nagkaroon po ng update with Senator Bongo, Senator Bato de la Rosa, and those under the Duterte lineup. So yun po yung makikita niyo po ngayon. Looking at the voter preference of Senator Bongo, it's almost 5% ang kanyang increase sa voter preference. This is driven by respondents in the Mindanao area, particularly Davao region and northern Mindanao area. And of course, Senator Tito Soto, and statistically tied to number 3 and 4 with Senator Bongo with a 49.71% voter preference. And tatlo po yung tied sa 5 to 7. Senator Manny Pacquiao, former Senator Ping Lacson, and incumbent Senator Pia Cayetano. Though, I'd like to highlight here, for this month, bumaba ng almost 6% ang voter preference ni Senator Pia Cayetano. Of course, her votes are still driven by voters in Metro Manila. And this is, of course, mamaya may papakita po din ako. We will share additional information po sa inyo. May tinatawag po kaming social media scan. And this is driven, of course, makikita din po natin, tahimik sa social media, si Senator Pia Cayetano. And this has an effect on this one. Papakita din po natin yun. I'd like to highlight sa mga hindi po nakatin sa aming press conference noong October that in our previous run, September, kasi we've been doing the senatorial survey since last year. And last year, kasama po si President Duterte. Actually, before the filing of candidacy, in our Senate survey run in September, kasama po si President Duterte, Congressman Pulong Duterte, and Mayor Baste Duterte. Kung tinanggal po namin sila, kasi when we did our October run, kakatapos lang po ng filing of candidacy. So tinanggal po namin. We noticed a trend wherein the voter preference of the Dutertes, particularly the former president, went to Senator Panfilo Lacson. His voter preference noong October was driven by respondents from Mindanao and male respondents aged 36 and above. It's the same also with, back then, Congressman Marcoleta and, of course, Senator Bongo. And napunta din po sa magkapatid na Tulfo yung voter preference ni former President Duterte. And the trend continues now. Kasi if you will see the data later on, they are falling very high in terms of their voter preference in Mindanao, male respondents and respondents aged 26 to 50 years old. Yun po yun sa magkapatid na Tulfo. Number 8 will be Makati Mayor Abby Binay, double B, triple B. So si Mayor Abby Binay, in terms of her voter preference, this is driven, of course, by respondents, female respondents within Metro Manila, aged 26 to 50 years old, married respondents. So doon nag-hit yung target market po ni Mayor Abby Binay. Si former DILG Secretary Benor Abalos, mataas po siya sa social media scan. When we did our social media scan, he is top 6 across all, alam niyo po yung paid and organic social media. So, yung fan pages niya and his own personal page, mataas po ang social media scan ni Secretary Abalos for October 15 to November 15. I-share din po namin yung data na po yun sa inyo. And the main driver, of course, for his voter preference, now this is interesting, Calabarzon, Central Luzon, and Metro Manila. That's the main driver of the voter preference ni Secretary Abalos. And then, now this one gets really interesting after Secretary Abalos. There are 10 candidates that are statistically tied with under 10 to 19. This is just ranked according, of course, to their voter preference, but they're within the margin of error. So that's why I mentioned there are 10 candidates statistically tied with 10 to 19. So that's Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Bong Revilla, Senator Francis Tolentino, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Rodante, Congressman Marcoleta, Bam Aquino, Ivy Marcos. Now I'd like to highlight Senator Ivy Marcos. On our October run, alam na po natin saan po yung Solid North po, di ba? Northern Luzon, Ilocos Region, Region 1, CAR. Senator Ivy Marcos was number 10 in Northern Luzon and Central Luzon in our October run. After the press con of VP Sara Duterte, because the survey happened after the press con of the Vice President, the main driver now of the voter preference, so you can see here a slight uptick in the voter preference of Senator Marcos. The main driver for voter preference are respondents from Northern Luzon and Central Luzon. So, for them, after the press con of VP Sara, it has a positive effect for respondents within Northern and Central Luzon. But I'd like to highlight now, she dropped significantly in Visayas and Mindanao. That's the lowest driver of her voter preference, Visayas and Mindanao. So yeah, now you can see the different areas coming into play. Senator Kiko Pangilinan is number 10 to 19, and of course, newcomers, Dr. Willie Ong and comedian Willie Revillame are also statistically tied with 10 to 19 sa ating survey. Education, number 2, food security is number 3. Ito po yung breakdown po natin dito ng ating mga issues to be raised. And tinanong po natin kasi diba, there was a public opinion poll company that raised, will you support a candidate that supports China? As you can see here in this particular survey, national security is only number 10 in terms of the issues that respondents, voters, they want to address. So that's why, for example, I'd like to highlight Senator Tolentino. He's one of the main proponent of the fighting for the West Philippine Sea. But he's only ranked number 12 because national issues, particularly national security, is only number 10. It's still issues regarding labor and employment, education, and food security. Alright, and last 2 slides. Sa tanong naman po, sa pagpili ng iboboto mong senador, alin sa mga sumusunod na katangian ng isang kandidato ang pinakamahalaga sa inyo? 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5 respondents said, hindi corrupt. Matapat, mapagkakatiwalaan, at may takot sa Diyos. It's integrity ang mahalaga sa kanila. Kung titingnan nyo po dito, nasan po yung track record? It's only number 7. So this is the reason why polling within 10 to 19 are newcomers Doc Willie Ong and comedian Willie Revillame. I'd like to highlight, nung nagsisimula po kami ng survey nung this year, bago po mag-announce na may cancer si Doc Willie Ong, January this year to August, if I'm not mistaken, this year, well, nasa top 12 po, number average po 8 to 10 si Doc Willie Ong. When we read the qual, ibig sabihin po yung when you read the qual, kasi we do social scans, ang sinasabi po ng tao sa kanya, magpahinga na po kayo. Even though gustong-gusto nila si Doc Willie Ong, mas gusto nila magpahinga na lang at magpagaling si Doc Willie Ong. That's the reason why he's only 10 to 19 in our survey. And lastly po, source of information. Sa anong source of information ng senatorial candidate? Mataas pa din po ang television. 3 out of 4 candidates. Ang tanong po namin, saan ka karaniwang kumukuha ng impormasyon tungkol sa mga kandidato sa pagkasenador? Piliin ang lahat ng angkop sa inyo. So 3 out of 4 television, 7 out of 10 Filipinos bench on Facebook, radio is statistically tied with YouTube. YouTube is the largest search engine in the world. So yan po yung makikita po natin. Still here. So ito po yung makikita po natin. And TikTok, mostly 1 out of 3 lang siya. So kung mapapansin nyo po, ang malakas na po, even though malakas sa TikTok si Senator Kiko Pangilinan dahil sino yung pamangkin niya po? Donnie Pangilinan. Malakas po sa TikTok si Bam Aquino, but the TikTok source of information is only 1 out of 3. So even though they're strong in a particular social media outfit, it doesn't reflect. Kasi it's always 3 factors in every voter preference. Yung po kanilang social media standing, sa inyo po, sa traditional media, and on the ground. And makikita po natin sa on the ground.
Mr. Manila Bulletin. I was going to ask you, but you mentioned it in your last sentence. Is there an organization or an individual that commissioned you to make this survey? Why are you doing this survey?
Thank you for that question, sir. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is a non-commissioned survey. That's one of the benefits, advantage of using our application. Mabilis po siya, and it's really cost efficient. So that's the reason why we've been helping more than 100 micro, small, medium companies in the Philippines. So we made market research accessible sa kanila. So with that po, this is a non-commissioned survey na nilaunch po namin online using our methodology in our application. Ayun po, yun, to answer your question, sir.
Ano yung kanyang the results of your survey?
That's a great question, Professor. So in terms, I forgot to answer one of your questions kanina. What drives us to do this?
Yes.
Kasi we've been making reports. I mentioned po kanina na hindi naman po sa pagmamayabang ko yun or anything. Noong 2020 po, nung kasagsagan ng pandemic, isa po sa reason why napili po ko ng CNN Ginebra na maging pangalawang Peñaflor na Hero of the Year po. Kasi nagbe-benefit po kami, nagbibigay po kami ng mga libreng report sa mga naapektuhan ng pandemic, yung mga restaurant industry. And it's our way of giving back. Kasi when the pandemic happened, wala nang po mag-survey po sa inyo na face-to-face. Magka-COVID pa kayo para sumagot ng survey. So sa amin po naglipatan yung malalaking kumpanya. So we gave back. So we gave back and we did this report. Now we're donating different reports to different organizations. I'd like to share with you after po nito yung ginawa namin. Malapit na po yung HIV awareness day sa December. So nag-donate po kami and tinanggap po siya ng mga academic institutions. Tinanggap po siya ng Department of Health. So I guess that adds to the credibility. We're also a member of the Marketing Opinion Research Society of the Philippines. Together with baka magkamali ako, it's either SWS or Pulse Asia, we did the ethical standards in terms of online surveys. And lastly, we are a part of the Ad Standards Council of the Philippines. So ibig sabihin po nito, lahat ng survey namin, alam niyo po yung ACS, like pag nakita po kayong commercial na #1 food brand in the Philippines, something like that. So pag may nakita po kayong ganon, okay na. So pag may nakita po kayong #1 food brand in the Philippines, yung mga surveys ng clients po namin, sa amin po galing. And ASC is a very traditional institution. And we're proud na tinatanggapin po kami. And lastly, just to adding credibility to our company, I mentioned we've been helping more than 10 government agencies. We are PhilJEPS Platinum, so pasado po kami palagi sa mga fields po. We're qualified.
Ngayon ba ang mga survey usually online na, or you also do physical surveys?
Another great question, sir. Mentioned kanina, the one that I presented this morning afternoon is the online conducted po siya. Now, we also do face-to-face survey. So, meron din po kaming version ito na face-to-face. Hindi ko lang pa siya pwedeng ma-share po sa inyo. But the face-to-face, in terms of the margin of error, nagkakatima din po siya. And we've been doing this for different areas as well. Sa Bicol, sa Cavite, sa Metro Manila, face-to-face. The results of online is the same in terms of doing it face-to-face. Napatunayan na po namin yan. I'm going to give another example. We were commissioned by this government agency. There was a really big initiative of the Marcos administration to check the awareness of a particular initiative. Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin kung ano. It's a nationwide survey, 4,000 respondents nationwide. And then we use 4,000 respondents nationwide online din po. Same results. Same breakdown. Ganun po yung ginagawa namin just to validate our survey results. Yes, sir. Sir, kayo po si
Noli Liwanag.
Sir Rolly.
Noli.
Sir Rolly, yes, Sir Rolly.
Sa puro senatorable yung inyong hello. Puro senatorial yung inyong nakalagay. Possible ba yung local natin na may feature din sa inyong appeal?
Magandang Sir Rolly. Tomorrow, we'll be coming out with a press release of our party list survey. For your reference po, namumuna pa din po, 3 slots, axis. To be followed closely by 4 Ps, 2 slots. So yun po ilalabas namin bukas. Yung mga regional surveys, actually we do that, but those are commission surveys. So we don't have the right, it's with our clients. It's face-to-face po, ginagawa po namin sa Metro Manila. Alam po natin kung sino nalaman sa Manila, sa Quezon City, sa ibang lugar po sa Pilipinas. So we do commission surveys for those things. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao po siya. Face-to-face po siya. Unfortunately, we cannot show the data.
Doon sa partido po kasi, possible na po kasi na doon na sila mahanap ng possible na maging 2028 President and Vice President. Possible po kayo. Thank you.
We do our presidential surveys every quarterly po. Abangan niyo po sa December lalabas po ang presidential survey po natin. Before the concern with VP Sara followed distantly by Senator Raffy Tulfo at 32% voter preference. That was the first and second quarter this year. Third quarter po this year, kabaliktad po. 40% Raffy Tulfo, 32% VP Sara Duterte. Yun po yung naging epekto ng mga naging concerns kay VP Sara Duterte. So we don't know now for December, particularly it will be done after the aftermath na po ng kanyang press conference. Yun po.
Hi, good afternoon, I'm Confi Manalo. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
From your previous survey, and comparing to the latest results, there was a significant increase in vote preference for Duterte identified.
You see there, ito yung mga, I guess, in terms of yung katangian na hinahanap, they have the same qualities po na hinahanap natin sa tao. Sa mga lalaki, someone to look up to. That's why mataas po sa 36 to 50 years old yung mga kandidato na to. And particularly si Senator Ping Lacson, September number 13 po siya. October, pumalo po sa number 7. Ngayon po, 5 to 7 po si Senator Ping Lacson. So, they're really looking for someone with the same mold as a president, former president. So yun po nakikita natin dito. To answer your question, we can run predictive analytics on the 3rd month to see if there's a change on the trend po dito. But what I see now, this is like the likelihood of this being the same result for next month, unless something very significant happens. The trend here, this will most likely continue. Now, interesting now, if there will be improvement now, particularly once they see the data. Senator Pia Cayetano, she dropped, ito yung nagtaka po talaga ako eh. Baka dahil talagang hindi po siya nangangampanya talaga eh. And that's the reason why mababa po siya. Mababa siya sa social media, mababa po sa lahat. So that's why she dropped. Interesting here po, number 3 to 4, Senator Tito Soto. Under the admin cap, wala po social media. Kung titingnan niyo po siya sa SOCMED, wala po siya. Wala siyang posters. Pero he's paid for. So that's interesting because television, source of income, mataas po siya dito. That's the on the ground din po. Mataas po actually sa on the ground si Ben Avalos. Kung pupunta po kayo sa EDSA, lahat po na mga bus doon. So it works. It works for him. His space is all over sa amin, sa Calabarzon. It's all over Northern Luzon. It's all over Bicol. Maganda po yung placement niya. That's why he's number 9.
Because he spent too much.
Now, eto po yung interesting. I'd like to add, kayo po kumuha po tayo ng face-to-face survey. Ang cost po nito ay, para lang po sa inyo, hindi ko po alam sa ibang survey company. Ang cost po namin, 900 pesos per respondent. Yun po ang cost namin. Sinasabi ko po sa inyo, very open. Kapag kinomission kami ng government agencies or yung mga regional, yun po never namin siya pa-publish. And it's not about voter preference, voter ranking. It's getting to know deep dive ano ang gusto nyo sa isang kandidato. It's qualitative and deep quantitative po yun. Hindi po siya ganitong ranking. So ngayon po, kung 900 po siya, Kung 2-4 ang ginawa po namin dito, yun po yung cost namin. Masyadong mataas po yan para maging non-commission. So, para maging non-commission. So, ito po ay non-commission survey. Regardless of the district programs. When I say regional, kung papansin niyo po si Senator Amy Marcos, she's now ranking high in Northern Luzon and Central Luzon. Because the people, Solid North, they saw her loyalty to her brother. She asked the Vice President to run for Vice President to support her brother. So nakita na, family po, loyalty, nakita po nila yun. Though, it affected negatively yung pong Visayas and Mindanao niya. Ganon din po sa aming mga satisfaction and trust survey. We'll also be releasing it next week. Wherein po, President Marcos, Speaker Romualdez are ranking really low in Mindanao. The Vice President is ranking really low in Northern Luzon and Central Luzon. So it's still regional. Now, when we did our face-to-face survey in Bicol, back then, possible candidate pa si VP Lenny Robredo, she was number 1. Now, interesting po dito, Bicol po ito nandun pa po si Pangulong Duterte. Si Pangulong Duterte po, number 8 sa Bicol. Pero po si Senator Bongo, number 4 sa Bicol. Now, that's interesting because of the Malasakit program. Now, that will indirectly answer your question, sir. If your program is good enough, it has a very wide range, it will affect them. Ngayon po, wala pa pong programang lumalabas sa mga kandidato dito. Wala pa nga po silang slogan. So it will change in the upcoming months. So the ranking will change. We can do predictive analysis. Yes, sir.
Yung both Tulfo brothers din po, nangunguna din po ba sila last October?
1 and 2.
Sir, why do you think hanggang ngayon yung Tulfo brothers is nangunguna pa sila po? What do you think are the reasons behind this?
That's a really great question. There's a factor here that the former president was removed. So naghahanap ang mga main respondents, 36 and above, ng bagong idol nila. Strongman, kumbaga. So that's the reason why tumaas din si Congressman Marcoleta. Siya yung tipong paglalaban ka. Di ba pinaglaban niya po si Vice President? Though ngayon, naging tahimik po si Congressman Marcoleta. That's the reason why he's only now 10 to 19. Now, to answer your question, sir, bakit number 1 and 2 ang Tulfo brothers? Let's talk about first the negatives. They are not resonating to 51 years old and above. That's the challenge for the Tulfo brothers. But the key here now is they establish their own brand, not as the T3. Hindi siya T3 sa Senado ngayon. Hindi na siya, they are not known as T3. They are now known as individuals. They have now their own brands. Ben Tulfo is now BTAG. He is the BJ executive, BTAG, ipagalaban ka. No nonsense BS. Rafi Tulfo is idol. Erwin Tulfo, siya yung CIS na representative, someone you can relate to. Ngayon, ang interesting po dito, they have the same demographics. And ang interesting po, lahat ng pumipili kay Erwin, pinipili din si Ben. Dati po kasi, nalilito sila. Nag-survey nga po kami dati. Yung survey po na yun, pinagtanong namin, sino si Ben, si Erwin, si Rafi? Yung iba ang sagot, si Ben yung nakaaway ng asawa ni Claudine Barreto. Sino po ba yun? Si Mon po yata yun. So ngayon, alam na nila, they know the difference between the brothers. That's the key here. They have established their own brand. Ang interesting nga sa akin, why is Axis Representative Erwin Tulfo number 1? He doesn't have a moniker. Si Ben is Bitag, Rafi is Idol, who is Erwin? DSWD, ACT-CIS, he has no moniker. Pero he's number 1. Pero he is the common man's senator lumalabas po ngayon. How did it happen? Bukbang. Kumain na po siya ng galunggong. Panoodin niyo po, social Survey po namin, we had 11 out of 12. Nakuha po namin exact number si Senator Robin Padilla. Yun po yung nakuha namin. I'll share the data. Our last survey, April 2022, pasok po yung numbers namin kay Robin Padilla. Ang key lang po dito, yung low voter turnout, kaya hindi nag-number 1. Yung ibang candidates that we were expecting to be number 1. So yun po siya. And our presidential survey, we monitor the trend. So if the elections were held in 2021, it was President Isko Moreno. But we saw the downtrend on data now. In the presidential survey we did, just for everyone's reference, Mayor Isko Yorme was always the first choice for those who selected President Marcos as president. That's the trend. Nakita namin yung pagbaba niya, especially nung press con niya po sa Manila Peninsula or Manila. We're giving voice to the voiceless. So, how we do it for brands? If may mga brands na gustong maglabas ng bagong produkto, bago sila maglabas ng low quality products, high quality products, papatest po muna sa amin yan. Yun po yung ginagawa namin. It affects the brands because it improves their products and services. It affects the candidates because they know we will freely give this. Kung mababasa po nila to sa press release po namin, mababasa po nila sa mapapanood sa TV, they can get the data from us directly. It will help them, saan ako mahina? Ano yung hanap na katangian sa area na to? Now, for our voters, it gives them now an idea, see who's within the fighting chance of the top 12. So, if may kandidato kayo dito, let's say, if you're from Bicol, you're supporting Kiko Pangilinan and Bam Aquino, they're 10 to 19. How can I make them number 9? Do I campaign for them? Or do I make it status quo? What do you mean by status quo? Alam naman po natin kung sino yung maingay sa social media noong 2022. But did they end up voting? It's the same now. I've seen data, regional data, Class ABC, maingay sa Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, maingay sa Facebook. Come voting time, Class ABC, voter preference, 30%. Ibig sabihin po nito, 30% lang ang voter turnout ng Class ABC. Sa ibang key areas in the Philippines, maingay nga kayo sa social media, hindi naman kayo bumoboto. How can you make a change? You're supporting your candidates now. I want this candidate to be within top 12. But will you vote? Mainit? Hindi na lang. Hindi mo vote ang iba dyan. That's what's happening now. So, what we're seeing now here, Class ABC, a really interesting Secretary, DILG Secretary Benhur Avalos. Ang taas niya sa Class ABC. Those earning 50K and above. Kaya madami nagtataka, bakit number 9 si Ben Avalos? He's really strong in Class ABC. That distinguished him from the 10 to 19.
How about Vic Rodriguez? He falls on number...
Si Secretary Vic Rodriguez, the Kingmaker, number 28 to 48.
Yeah. How come he falls on number 28?
It's low awareness. Really low awareness for the former secretary. Vic Rodriguez is number here. In terms of the data here, you can see there Vic Rodriguez, 26 to 35, 2% voter preference.
To do a survey, would you accept it?
Idol po natin sila. But of course, we can help them. We can do, let's say wala pa silang slogan ngayon. Nakita ko yung billboard ni Erwin Tulfo po kanina. Para pa po siyang sa Belo po yata yun, or para may pinopromote siyang aesthetic clinic. Wala pa siyang tagline. If he wants help making a tagline, we can do qualitative study for him. If he commissions us, we'll be very honored to have Erwin Tulfo. I don't think he will run a survey to check his voter preference. It's really more of concepts. Ano yung itsura ng billboard ko? Ano yung tagline ko? Ano yung pananamit ko? Magbabarong ba ako? Ano yung itsura ng buhok ko? Naka-side sweep? Nakataas? Sinisurvey po nila. How much? Nasabi ko na kanina.
How much?
I'm very open po sa inyo. I'm not hiding anything.